All right, welcome back. I don't know what episode this is, but welcome back to the Yusuff podcast. I don't know if it's 5, but whatever number it is, welcome back to the Yusuff podcast. We gotta change the name of this thing too, man.
Why?
Because my big sister called and she was like, "Man, you talk too much. It's Yusuff's podcast, right? Because those of you that don't, his name is actually Yusuff. So it was like, it's his podcast, right? I was like, no, it's like, it was a cool play on word, Yusuff, Yusuff podcast. So we might have to change the name of this jump, man.
Don't take my show from me. That's all I got. Please. I just sit here all day ready for you to show up so I can record. That's all I got.
You've been here for 3 weeks waiting for me to come back.
I never moved. It'd be funny if they see in the corner it's just a stylist's clothes, and all I do is change a
shirt. brush your teeth and sleep and wake up in the same spot.
Like, oh boy, I can't wait to record episode 5.
All right, you don't even know if this is episode 5, but back to the main point. All right, first thing I want to talk about, man.
What was that?
My boy Isreal, man.
Yeah,
Jones.
That's all our boys, man.
Hey, over the weekend, man, one of the Nigerian gangsters did it again, man. Isreal Adesanya, that Jones legit. Well, before he had for those of you that don't follow MMA that much, he had the interim belt. Mm-hmm. And this weekend he just won the real belt, so now he's actually the undisputed champion. He fought for the interim belt before because the champion was injured. So now that the champion was healthy, he fought him last week. He got it done second round TKO. He almost had it done in the first round because he dropped the dude and then the time went out.
What? Oh, I was about to say here's some for us that don't know. What does it mean to be the undisputed champion?
I think. Honestly, that's a good freaking question. I'm gonna throw out a guess. Mm-hmm. I think undisputed means. You know what? He might just be the champion because I think undisputed means you won the belt, and then you defended it once. So he might not be the undisputed champion. He might just be the champion. But I'm just throwing out a wild guess because I do hear people. That's funny that you actually checked me on that because I have no idea what the hell that jump is.
Because I was like, yeah, he's the champion. But I've
been watching combat sports forever. And I think I got it. Undisputed means there's nobody else out there that could dispute it. So I guess if there's an interim champ and a champion, there's just one champion, is undisputed.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it without
dispute? Context clues here? It's context clues. So that's most likely what it means. If it's not, feel free to correct me. I'm not opposed to getting educated.
Exactly. He just threw that out there.
But I said, back to the performance. Before the performance. That
man came out with
that John was vicious, He came out with 3 dancers, and the 3 dancers that he came out with are people that I guess he grew up with them. He was part of a dance crew because I think he used to dance before he started fighting. So them dudes came out and he killed that shit, dog. And then the best part of that jump was all of them doing the Naruto run at the end when he came out. He did the little shoot and break dancing jump. I was like, this jump's about to be spectacular. I'm not gonna lie, I was worried a little bit,
Yeah, you can't not be.
I was saying, the people that don't know the sport, if you're a Israel fan and you just tuned into that fight, or that was your first fight watching him, you would think the UFC threw him a bone and gave him an easy fight. For those of us that know, or anybody that follows MMA, Robert Whittaker's that dude. I've been speaking highly of Robert Whittaker for a long time until he was about to fight Israel. And then I act then you act like you don't know who he is. I was like, man, you act like you don't know who he is. Yeah, but you don't watch MMA like that. Nah. So from watching that fight, you was like, oh, that was easy. But
he made it look very easy.
He did make it look very easy. But I'm here to tell you, Robert Whittaker is nice as a mug, boy. Mm-hmm. So that's even more praises to him. The dude he beat was solid. He was legit,
Yeah, that's because I'm watching it as just the amateur. All I see is 2 people punching each other. Yeah. And that was the other thing too. They were just punching each other. That was just punching, but punching kicks. It was just straight up on foot.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of those punches Israel was slipping. Like he didn't really get touched often, and he had Whittaker like jumping and leaping at him, trying to catch punches in the air, and Israel would like be switching stances in the air. Like I like the first drop better than like the drop that finished the fight. Honestly, the first drop would have finished the fight if Israel had some more time left. Yeah, he just needed like a few more seconds. Yeah. But the first drop, what made that jump legit is like he switched, he leaned back, and he threw a hook. And I think it was a right hook. He threw a right hook, and instead of coming back into a stance to finish another punch, he threw a right hook and then another right hook from that same lean back and dropped him. I was like, yo, like, man, that's impressive, man. And the fact that he was able to generate power from that angle, like, man, that he talks about like his punches are accurate, man. Like, you don't gotta, like, people like me, when I throw, them jumps are supposed to hurt. But like the things like he throws, when you see it on TV, it don't look like much, but I guarantee that jump probably feels like a freaking shotgun.
See, again, that's like from an amateur's perspective, I don't know what I'm looking at. I just know when it looks cool. I can't tell you about the technicalities of all that. I'm just like, man, that shit looks cool. It looks cool. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about that, like little, like the ease. It looked easy, I suppose, and that's like that's the mark of like an expert. It's like somebody that makes a difficult thing look easy. That's how you know they know what they're actually doing. Because I was looking there, I was like, oh, shit.
Nah, that jump was nice, man. And then he had a little Death Note jump, man.
Write his name out.
Killing it with the anime stuff, man. Yo. Man, the freaking, this week, even before the fight, my coach, because I had like an avatar reference on my Instagram. Yeah. And you know how I always been like doing the anime references for a minute, right? But it was like actually in my video. So like the people that don't know like what I write down and actually watch the video, it's like, oh, my coach is like, oh, you're doing that that style bender thing, right? Why you jacking his swagger, man? I was like, this is my coach.
He's known you longer than he knew Israel.
Dog, not even just that. I was like, are you serious right now? The thing is, he's making it cool, because he's a cool guy. Yeah. So like the people that don't know what anime is or never cared about it before, like now that they noticed the joke, and then it's like, oh, that's that thing Stylebender does. And then he goes, so why are you jacking his swagger?
Like, no, that's not that he does. That's a whole community of people.
And then he did the Death Note thing, right? We have a group message with our coach. Our coach is like 50-something years old. And he's like, hey, I just found out what the Death Note was, man. That's pretty cool. But that's what the community needs, though. Like that's how you break it into like more different cultures.
I always thought Death Note was one of those things that broke out more.
It was pretty popular here, but some people just ain't gonna watch it. If you're not gonna watch anime, you're not gonna watch it, no matter what type of genre it is. But that joint was cool. He wrote the name down and all that stuff. I was like,
I was telling you, man. I was like, you over here acting like people thinking you're jumping on the swagger, but that's because you don't do it in the rain.
Hey man, that's on him. That's on him. He's comfortable. He's able to do all that stuff in the ring. I'll keep my nerdiness to my outside life and my fighting on the cells to my fight. Yeah, I said there's it was a long time ago on Nate Diaz. He was like, Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I worked for, motherfucker. I want to fight your fucking ass. And so I was like, Isreal Adesanya, you're taking everything I worked for, motherfucker. He's an anime Nigerian guy with a belt. You're taking everything I work for, motherfucker.
That's my dream.
I want to fight your fucking ass. Nah, but all seriousness, man. Nah, that joint was cool.
No. It's nothing but respect.
Like not even outside of the fight. Today I saw on Instagram there's this dude Das Brock. He draws like pictures like funny cartoon pictures sometimes. He actually he does a lot of like fighting like cartoon stuff, right? So he drew one of it's a little like skinny African kid, and in front of him is a giant mirror, and in the mirror is like Israel standing in the mirror. I was like, man, that's cool as shit. I was like, man, I comment on that, like you don't know how true that stuff is, man. Like that stuff is inspirational. Like we're joking around with all the little stuff like that, but that John light, man, that John would light a fire in your ass, boy. It's like when he beat Kelvin, I was going fucking crazy, boy. It's like that's the funny thing. It's like he said it too. It's like this doesn't it doesn't feel like he won the belt now. He was like, this was a title defense. And that, and honestly, that's how I felt watching it.
Yeah.
Because, like, he cleaned house, yo. He made that.
He earned it.
Like, yo, not even just earned it, but he made it look so easy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wasn't like, when he beat, Kelvin, I was going crazy because that joint was a war, you know? But he beat, Ron Whittaker. I was like, damn, he fucked that dude up.
Oh, I remember. So I think it was like your direct reaction was first was like,
yeah,
and he was like, yeah, like because I was asking you, I was like, man, how'd he go? And you looked at me, you were like, man, honestly, he fucked that dude up.
Like there was nothing else you could say, man. Because I was like, man, like at first I was like happy and excited for him, and then like I looked back and I was like, yo. He just beat the mess out of Robert Whittaker, yo. And no, that's no disrespect to Whittaker. I like him, but like he just went in and just like whooped his ass. It's like, and that's the same thing that happened when Usman fought Woodley. Yeah. Like Woodley's another good dude. So like that's a funny thing. If you just tuned into those two fights of those two people, you'd be like, man, these
Woodley
Africans, or you just think like they're trying to like toss the Africans a bone.
Yeah,
you're like, man, but no, they both went in there and just like destroyed two solid dudes.
Yeah. So what's up? You know how that means, man. It's
matter of time. Oh, that would have been tough. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. The Death Note Joe was cool. I swear to God, if he had done the All Might point, I might have freaking threw myself on in the fucking sky, yo. Don't worry. Okay, maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'll find another but I'm the youngest. I'm the like smallest Nigerian guy.
Oh yeah, you are. So you need like
so we need another Nigerian to come up, and then I'll give him the All Might point.
You're next. You're next. Gotta let him know. But that's cool, one of y'all patched down the torch. It's actually kind of like that. That's what's happening. There is like this like flame being like connected, and it's like it's going all the way back home. Yeah, like it's really cool, man.
Man, it would be cool that UFC Africa card, man. That would be dope, man.
They need to start working on it because again, like it's no joke. There is like, I mean, not to downplay what you guys are doing, but there's like 100,000 more Israels. Like,
no, for sure. He would admit it too. I mean, I admit it. Yeah. It's like, man, Nigeria is filled with a whole bunch of people like me. Yeah, you know, and he will admit it too. It's not. We're just the ones that got lucky enough to find good coaching. Like that's all it is. It's just if you could find good coaching, it helps out dramatically.
I'm telling y'all could run up in Nigeria, just pluck one of them kids, train up for like 10 years, and you got a champion.
That African top team is about to be legit as a mug, boy. We talking about Nigeria. Why don't you go in the woods? You go deep. Like you go. Most of us are like city boys. I don't know where Israel and Kamaru are from, but I'm pretty sure they're probably from the city. Why don't you go catch one of them little village kids, boy? Like that's when you're gonna find some real talent, man.
Kids that got 6-packs at the age of 8.
Exactly. Or the ones that are freaking built like bodybuilders and never done a push up before in their life.
Like ridiculous. Man, that shit was cool, man. It's like it touches me like as a Nigerian, like just like that's like
you don't have to have anything that has to do with fighting, you know, like that's just nice inspirational in general, you know, just to see Nigerians out here doing something positive. Somebody on Twitter tagged me. It was like, oh, you guys got to talk to the government to see if you could become ambassadors for the country, like ambassador like sports and stuff like that for the country, just to like show like Nigeria in a good light. I was like, man, I'm always down to do something like that, you know, like positivity is positivity. We gotta get rid of this scammer.
These Nigerian prince.
We gotta get rid of this scammer junk that we got on us for now. You know,
the goal is in like 3 to 5 years, the new stereotype of Nigerians is they fuck you up in the UFC.
There you go.
That's the new goal.
I did an interview earlier today, and I was talking about the thing is like being a foreigner, you get to appreciate what's in America more. Like if you just wake up, like if you was born into a room like covered in gold plates, you would just think that's what the wall looked like. But if you can't like walk in from outside, you'd be like, whoa, what the hell is this? You know, like, and that's kind of how it is with like people here, you know, like it's not their fault. It's just they've been surrounded by greatness forever. So like when you come from somewhere else and then you see like, oh man, there's opportunity here, you know, it's like it's a lot easier to go chase it. That's why you see Nigerians like peak at everything. Positive, or negative.
You know, they go for it, man.
We go 100%. Like you're trying to get it at the top. So the little scamming junk just got to the end. Like every country scams. It's just
Nigerians did it best.
Put the extra effort in, dog. You know,
they were like y'all lean industrially.
Yeah, you go the extra distance. You know, they putting their reps in. That's all. But now we're trying to show something positive for us to put the reps in instead. You know. But yeah, that's that. I want to talk about that first, man. You know, I talk about this style, but yo, he fucked that dude up.
Hey, he beat the shit out of me.
No, all honestly, this was us because at this time I was at a party and I was with him and I was watching it on my phone. And then I was like, man, I like he dropped him, and you know I'm excited. I'm like, yeah. And then like my brother was like, man, how'd he do? I was like, man, he kind of just fucked that dude up. Like, I don't know, it wasn't no battle. It was
like his brain was clicking to go like, how do I explain this like so somebody that doesn't watch MMA? And he was like, well, let me just put it simply.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I explained it, you know. But yeah, good job, Israel. Now, man, he's about to freaking skyrocket out of here. Like that swagger, the way he carrying himself, and then the fact that he touched a whole bunch of different genres, you know. Yeah. It's an instant celebrity.
Came in with the dance choreography, got the confidence, got the charismatic, got the anime crowd, got the fighter crowd. I don't know which
stylebender. You're taking everything I worked for, motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. So someone in the group tag were like, damn, Sodiq, you're gonna be lucky if they even let you come out with the flag no more. I'm like, yo, these niggas
It was like, wait, you Nigerian?
Yeah. They're like, man, he killed that anime jump. You're gonna be lucky if they even let you come out with the Nigerian flag no more. I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be the podcast guy. and then the podcast isn't even like hot yet, you know. So I'm just
so next thing you know, you see Israel come up. Welcome back to the Isreal podcast. It's like, who the hell is the Israel?
Hey, shut up.
Oh, you mad because it can actually happen?
Well, now let's make a little bit of a pivot. You know, we have to go to a little bit negative fighting news. You know, fighting news. All positivity with our boy. But wait, let's finish with a little bit more positivity. Did you see him? After the fight, he was at the press conference and one of his boys called from back home. For all of y'all that don't know, this is the same. Like when every single I can't talk about the Africans. I know for sure the Nigerians hit whenever we fight, it's always around, let's say like maybe 5 or 4 in the morning over there in Nigeria. And like it's the same thing that happens with me, my brothers and sisters and all of them. Like they'll call you on WhatsApp on a video call, you know. But it was cool. He got the call while at the press conference. He had the dude talking on the phone, but the dude was drunk, you know, so he couldn't address it. It was like, man, you're talking to millions of people right now, but the dude couldn't address it. But that was cool, so I just wanted to bring that up. But all right, now let's pivot some negativeness. Come on, you don't feel like being negative? You just want to be happy all the time?
Let's get depressed.
Nah, it ain't that crazy. It's like,
what's up?
There's a female boxer. She's actually been doing like pretty good. Her name's Clarissa Shields, and like she's probably the face of women's boxing now, you know, and she's drawn a little bit of eyes, like she's getting some attention outside of like just women, you know. It's always hard for people to support like women's sports, but she's actually starting to cross over. But so she was at a press conference and she's fighting another girl. I forgot what the girl's name was, like Amanda or something, like Vanna or something like that. And the girl's coach and her sister start like arguing at each other. They're like getting in each other's face, like hey, blah blah blah. And in Clarissa's defense, it looked like she was trying to like de-escalate the situation, you know. Her sister's like really like manly looking, like she has a bald head and she's gay, you know. And the guy, which is no excuse for the guy still be going at her, but they're just having a verbal exchange. It was nothing physical. The coach is like 71 years old.
Okay, so old man.
So the press conference is over. They're walking at the back, and then a footage shows up. All you see is the coach on the ground like bleeding, and then some guy walking away like talking shit. Like the thing is, Clarissa Shields denies that the guy's part of her entourage. but the initial story came out like it was a guy from her team that sucker punched him. Like without him being there, like a 71-year-old man, and like you saw the hospital pictures, like his face like all swollen and was bleeding out his mouth, and then the fight got canceled. Oh, I was like, that's one of those dumb shit. It's like the people on your team. I don't know if it's on the team or not. That's the initial story. She came out saying the dudes on her team, but she denies it. She says she only has girls on her team. So like them little people, the little entourage, man, and like trust me, I know this John too. You know, like because you grew up with like people who go a different route than you in life, but they're still there to support. They're still there to show you love. And then when things turn left, they want to like jump in. It's like you're not really helping fighters when you could bark all you want, you know, but as soon as you start biting, like now you're taking money away from the fighter's pocket. Like that don't really help them out. Like now she just lost a big payday because you want someone from your group decided to sucker punch old girl's coach.
But allegedly, but also. I mean, another angle, I don't want to be a little devil's advocate, but like, even if that dude was part of her squad, like, he's his own person. Like, why does that have to drag her down?
Okay, that cancels. So what happened now? First they tell the girl she doesn't have to make weight. The girl whose coaches got punched. It's like, you don't have to make weight because of the stress and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And after that, the fight got canceled. But man, that's still a big deal. If someone gets punched at a press conference, that could be, like you could blame the people that are hosting the fight for that. You could blame a lot of people because the security didn't do their job to protect them and all that stuff, you know. So I understand you saying like that. I mean, yeah. Honestly, like, it does have nothing to do with Clarissa, like you said.
In a situation like that, like you're right, somebody has to go down. But why is it like even if that's his own person? These are all adults with their own autonomy. They're like doing their own thing. Like, why does she have to go down because somebody on her team is a bonehead? And we don't even know if, like you say, you don't even know if the person's on their team.
Yeah, but here's another thing though. Clarissa went on Instagram Live and she gave like a kind of apology, but it wasn't like the apology got her more hate than it got her love because it wasn't much of an apology. At the end, she was like, "The girl's name is no excuses, so I hope she don't make an excuse and she still fight." You know, it's like it's blah.
She was trying to get her fight back.
She was still trying to get the fight. Well, at that point, it wasn't canceled. She was just trying to make sure that it stayed on. You know, so like you said, it has nothing to do with her. But my message isn't really about her. It's just like the entourages that decide to start doing too much. Yeah, start doing too much. That's why. A lot of times too, like the only people that are with me when I fight are just like coaches and teammates, you know. And you're not gonna bring your knucklehead teammates for sure, you know, until you have to, until you need those guys, you know. But like I said, those people. But now the plot thickens because the girl just tweeted like an hour or so ago, and she was like, her coach is going back into the hospital because he's bleeding in the brain. Now you see how quick that spiraled out of control.
Yeah, that's exact.
Now dude might be God forbid, but hopefully he's all okay. But if things go left, dude might be a murderer now. And now you see how quick that John just goes crazy, you know? And like one of my friends was saying like maybe he got punched and like his head hit the ground or something, but like you don't necessarily need all that, you know? Like all the people be watching World Star videos and watching boxing fights and thinking it's all good. There's a reason why you have a referee in there. Like it's real easy for things to go left when you're hitting people's brain around with the knuckles on your hand, especially a 71-year-old man. Exactly. It's real easy for things to go left.
That's crazy to me. You're right. There's no reason to ever like have taken it to the escalation of fighting, especially in that arena of like who you were amongst.
Press conference,
like who are you trying to prove something to? The proof is in the fight that's coming after.
Now let's take let's say Clarissa's telling the truth and it wasn't no one from her team. Like, man, you that much of a fanboy? Like, oh, let me go get her back. Like
she's gonna definitely she's gonna love this. Like she's gonna see that I got her back. Like I support. Like it's like
that John's like and next thing you know, now you might be in trouble for some murder type stuff. You know, like right now I'm pretty sure he's getting charged with assault. Yeah, hopefully not. You know?
It could escalate.
Hopefully dudes makes it out perfectly okay. But like, man, that John escalates quick, man.
That's ridiculous. I don't know why. What would take you to that space, especially with the people who are involved.
Trying to be a hop on. That's a
like
that's a real entourage man right there. Just being a hop on.
That's ridiculous. Like these are literally two fighters that are about to fight. They're literally about to solve their problems in the most primal way possible.
Exactly. Because at first when the people was just they were like, well, the coach was talking trash to her sister and blah blah blah. I was like, man, they were going at it with each other. You know, it's like at the end of the day, nothing physical happened, and then you run over there and sucker punch the dude. You know, and now you painting such a negative light on the girls whose back you were supposed to have. Like if you're in her camp or not, you know, if you're just a fan, you're a fan ass nigga. Like, man, you're like a super fan, boy. I was like, man, like relax, dog.
Always remember, fan is short for fanatic. Like,
yeah, crazy, but you can't be sucker punching 71-year-old mans, dog. And the worst part about that is most people that are around fighters, they usually have some type of fighting training too. So this sucker punch wasn't no like world star hip hop sucker punch. You know, it probably came from like a professional ass.
You saying like this is like punch. A big dude? I mean, like it doesn't even matter. The damage is on the guy's face.
The dude's face was like swollen. He was like bleeding out of his mouth. You know. And then, like, now, based off the girl's tweet, and she's saying my coach is going back into the hospital because he's bleeding in the brain. I was like, man, yo, that John escalated quickly. So, how do you like being depressed? He was all happy earlier. I felt like, man, just depressing.
Like, just gotta push me down. It's like, you gotta...
Hey, man, we can't be happy forever.
Nah, again, but like, that's some fucked up shit, though. Like, I don't know what to say to bring up the mood except for...
Don't worry, I'm gonna bring up the mood. I got you another one. So, remember that cop that walked in somebody's house and just killed them? What? That doesn't bring up the mood?
Hey, Sodiq. America.
that doesn't bring up the mood. That don't make you feel better. All right, sorry. No. All jokes aside. But his name was like Botham something or something like that. So the cop that walked in, she said her excuse was she walked into the wrong apartment, and she lives in the same building. She walked into the wrong apartment. She was sexting her. I think she was gay or something like that. I think she was sexting her partner. She was sexting her partner. She wasn't paying attention. Walked into the wrong person's apartment building. And she saw the dude. And she was afraid for her life. Put out her gun and shot him. Yes. That was her excuse. Have I ever gone to the wrong apartment before? Yes. Did it take me going into the apartment, seeing a random guy and doing all that before I knew it wasn't my apartment? No. But that not saying that she's lying or not lying, but...
Okay. All right. I'm gonna cut the bullshit. What are the fucking odds that your apartment layout looks exactly the same as somebody else's apartment layout? Exactly. Come on, man. Like that's fucking ridiculous. That's what everybody
was saying. Honestly, you could get to the door 100%. Yeah. You could even walk in 100%.
But the moment you see the fucking setup,
you know what they need to do? They need to show us a picture or a video of both of their apartments. The prosecution, the people that are trying to prosecute her for this trial, that's what they should have done. Is like show the layout of the apartments. You could even turn off the lights or something like that, and like have it a little bit darker, and be like, "Hey, is this possible to?" Because let's say coincidentally, y'all had the same exact layout, and y'all had the same pictures, the same type of furniture, the same everything else, and you was distracted with the with your phone. So let's say all this stuff is true. What makes everybody mad now is they actually just took it to trial. It's been going on for like a year, so they finally just went to trial, and she got listen to this jump. Well, first she got 10 years. This is what they told. This is the gap that they gave her. She was gonna get between 5 to 99 years. Between 5 to 99 years. I'm like, yo, what is like, don't make me defend this girl. It's like, because I don't want to defend her because of what she did. But how does 5 to 99 make sense? If you're going to give her 70 years to 99, okay. If you're going to give her 5 to 20, that okay. How do you go from 5? What crime could be worth either 5 years or 99 years?
It's almost as if they're saying, hey, if you shot this guy on accident, 99 years. I mean, 5 years.
5 years.
But
If you do 99. So it's like, so everybody's upset with the judge because the judge gave her 10 years, right? I was like, dog, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of like finagling room between 5 and 99, you know?
You could have fell a little bit on the...
Yeah. So like people was like real upset at the judge because the judge didn't give like a heavy enough sentence. That was the first thing that made everybody upset. Then after that, this is what killed it, and the internet went crazy. The dude's brother, he said he forgives her and he wants to give her a hug. They let him give her a hug. While the trial was going on, the little the officer kept like patting the girl's hair and like trying to comfort her. And after that, the judge came downstairs, gave her a hug. Came down to the stand, gave her a hug, and gave her a Bible. And the whole Twitter just went insane. Like my stance, you can't be mad at the brother. You can't be mad at somebody saying they want to forgive somebody.
Yeah.
The judge and the police officer, that's a little bit weird.
Like, what is this kumbaya shit? Like, what the fuck?
That's super weird. And then like the fact that the judge did that also makes the 10 years look a little bit flaky, you know? Like, because normally when people kill people by accident, that's manslaughter, you know?
Yeah, that's still...
And manslaughter, you're not just gonna like...
It's still like...
You're still gonna get
also,
some time.
she's a trained officer. Like, she should have been way more like...
Hey, I also say this though. Man, I'm about to go very, very PC right now.
What you got?
I'm about to go very, very PC right now. I've seen there's a lot of these headlines of these police officers killing people. How come this girl got in trouble?
Oh, yeah, because this is like very static, right? What do you... Like,
no, I'm saying like, would it happen if it was a guy? That's some PC ass shit to say, but why was it this one that actually got...
Like,
that
finally
actually,
went...
Yeah, that actually had to pay for it. Even though you might not agree with the 10 years, but like...
Yeah, she actually got a punishment, and like it was very public.
Yeah. But, I was like, all these other people was like, oh, they were doing their job.
Yeah. Like, he got suspended for like a week with pay.
Yeah, but that's just my thing. But people were super upset about it. I actually got into an argument at the gym about this because I was like, man, you can't crucify the brother. And then like someone at my gym was like, yes you can. I was like, man, come on, dog. It's like, you don't know what you're gonna do when you're feeling a certain type of way, especially like when you just lost a loved one. Like, you're just all over the place. Like, you don't really know how you're gonna feel. I was like, I'm pretty sure we don't care more about his brother than he does. I was like, in 2 weeks we're not gonna be thinking about it.
Yeah, this is gonna be with him for like his whole life. That's fucked up.
The person I was arguing with goes, we might. He's like,
now you know damn well.
I said, no, you was not thinking about his brother 2 weeks ago, and you won't be thinking about it now. He's like, yeah, but it's public now, so we got so it's part of our business, you know. But I was like, I can't crucify him. Now the judge and the lady that was patting her hair, that was mad sketchy, man. Like, it was like
it looked like it was an agreement that she wasn't going down.
And then Charlemagne, he was talking about he blamed it on religion. He said this is because everybody's used to pleasing their white savior, their white masters, and blah blah blah. Somebody that called in on his radio show, right? They goes, everything is not about slavery, dog. God damn, Charlemagne, like, everything ain't about slavery, dog.
Sometimes people just like
Nah, but I could see what he's saying about the religion forgiveness thing, you know. Is like that does play a huge part in it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It is a tenet of religion, especially Christianity.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I was like, and him forgiving her doesn't like
that might be more for him than
exactly.
Her. Yeah.
That's what the other side was saying. It's like, it's probably just helping him. Like, it don't got nothing to do with her. Like, he's forgiving her for himself. But like I was saying, that John definitely looking mad sketchy on the judge's side. And now the judge is in trouble. Guess why? Because she gave her a Bible.
Oh. Yeah.
Court.
Yeah. And now separation of church and state.
Church and state. Right. So it's like, now, like, damn, no good deed goes unpunished, I guess. I should have set your ass on that judge's chair like you were supposed to, you know?
Also, what was her religious orientation before this? Did we even know?
I don't know.
Exactly.
So drop down, give her a hug, and throw a Bible at her.
Exactly. This is like, what was the
I was like, now there's conspiracy theories that the judge is probably trying to save face because she's elected and she wanted to look like she's down with the cool with white people. I was like, man, that's not it, man. The best explanation that I did get is this dude was talking about white girls crying make people feel uncomfortable, right. And that's the one that makes the most sense to me, and it's true. Imagine right now a white girl crying. You gotta like, you know why? Because it's instilled in us through the movies and shit like that. Like you've seen it, like every time you see it, you know it's like something bad. You know, it's like, oh no, like oh no,
oh boy, let's all help the white girl. Now who's coming back to pleasing your white masters?
Exactly. So it's like that little comfort and things. Like I don't want to crucify any of them. I think it's mad sketchy. The brother, he's completely free. Like
what he does, he could do like whatever. Process.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, that John, like you can't hate on him at all. Like everybody's like, that can't be me. That can't. Honestly, it probably can't be me. But I'm not. Nah, you can't. You gotta let him rock. Yeah, he could do whatever he wants. 100%. None of us care more about his brother than he probably can. Unless.
Don't say it. Yeah,
no, unless we find out he hated it.
That's what I was saying. Don't say that.
But yeah, but like I said, because I don't know if the mother or anybody else in the family
even agreed with him.
Yeah, exactly. So, they might have not felt the same, because he said, I shouldn't say this, but I forgive you, and my family would probably be upset at me, but it's not.
That could just be his method of like, in order for me to move past this, or in order to feel like not be broken inside, I gotta do this, like, and that's more for him than it is for her. Like, I mean, honestly, no matter what, fuck her. Like,
the girl, so many things went wrong. When I heard the little 5 to 99 thing, I was like, damn, that's a like that's a lot of room to cause some confusion, you know. It's like, but then trying to imagine what other crime could you think of, like, that could either be 5 or 99 years of prison time. Like fuck. It's like
man, you stole a candy from the store, man. That's between 5 to 99.
Yeah, or scale it down. Like you stole some candy. Like, okay, you could do 1 day in jail. Or 100 of them Jones. It's like hold on. Like, how do I get a 1? Yeah, exactly. Like, what basis do we have on going more this way or going more this way? Like, what determines that?
I really don't understand how somebody can prove like that. Man, I was legit scared for my life when I walked into my apartment.
Okay, here's another thing. Let me play devil's advocate. I could see myself walking in somebody else's. I've actually done it before. Yeah. I've knocked on the wrong door before until the person came out. Yeah. She said the door was open, so she just went inside.
So she leaves the door unlocked.
So here, man, but the thing is, it starts getting real hard to believe when you talk about you go all the way in, see somebody on a couch, and then pull out your gun and kill them. It's like, yo, there's so many steps in between those. Like, for you to realize,
the human brain works faster than that. Dog. Like there's no I can't imagine.
But also, I don't want to tempt fate and then find myself in a situation like that and be like, oh damn, that girl might have been telling the truth.
Like somebody was just in my apartment waiting on
no,
me.
not even necessarily that, but just like having like a big ass brain fart, you know? If like, because it's just hard to believe. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, most likely bullshit.
That's a hell of a brain fart.
I'm just gonna say it's most likely bullshit.
But then what would the motive be? What, she just felt like killing somebody that day?
No, she fucked up. I'll just say, I don't know.
Yeah, but she fucked up would mean she's telling the truth.
But like on that level, I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Or there was something else that was enabling her decision making.
At first, people was having a conspiracy theory that they used to date or something like that. But I don't think that's it. No,
or something else was enabling her decision making.
Like, she said she was sexting.
She was sexting. Yeah. Oh man, I get so distracted on text. I'm just ready to whip out my gun and shoot.
You must have never been horny before. You could get very distracted when you're
man. I don't know, man. Like,
but she's a girl, like, so I don't know how they be feeling.
Like, I feel like you have to be way more distracted than that.
Yeah, there's
something else was going on that like made her. If it was a mistake and like she just walked into the wrong apartment, still also like that means both she leaves her door unlocked and like. That dude leaves a door unlocked, meaning it must be a relatively safe area if everybody's leaving their door unlocked. Yeah, so you wouldn't immediately think there's somebody broke into my place because there's an area where people leave their doors unlocked.
Here's the thing, though. Even if she's telling the truth, okay, let's look at it this way. If she is telling the truth, do you think 10 years is okay?
No,
Why?
I think because she's a trained police officer, she should have been better. That she should have had a better response than to shoot him immediately. She could have pulled the gun and told him to get his hands off. She said he was sitting on the couch,
Yeah,
right?
said he was sitting on the couch.
So like he wasn't like prowling around the house taking stuff. He had
Dog, man, I'm not gonna lie. Now I just felt sad because I just depressed myself.
Yeah, because
I just
like
put
his
myself,
life.
I just put myself in his shoes.
shoes.
No, like imagine how he felt. That like, oh my God, who are you?
Somebody just
like,
walked into his house.
Dog. I just
like
depressed
that's
myself.
Exactly. I mean, like it's fucked up.
I just made
but
myself
now
sad,
that's why we're talking about what punishment does she get for that?
Yeah.
What she did to him.
You know what's before I asked you that question, I was gonna say I thought 10 years was fair until I just put myself in his shoes. Nah, fuck that bitch, yo.
No,
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Like,
nah,
what she did to him,
damn.
that's like. That's not
that's
right.
some scary shit, yo. Like imagine that joint, like you just sitting down at home and someone walks in and then they're like, I'm scared. Like fuck you. What you mean you're scared, nigga? Like
you're the victimizer.
Yeah. All right, man.
Fuck that. Like I don't know, y'all. You're trying to dance around people like Green. It's like nah, fuck that. Honestly, like that shit is
even if it was an accident, man. Nah, fuck you, dog. I'm not gonna lie. Nah,
that's an accident that took somebody's life. Like
yeah. All right, man. Let's stop.
Exactly.
let's switch it up, man. Let's switch it up to a mad guy killing everybody on the street. I just saw Joker.
You just saw Joker. oh shit! Oh man, you about to turn? You got your manifesto,
man. You know, I've been. The thing is, I've been just looking for a reason to fucking shoot up a school.
Don't say that shit.
And
you gotta.
You know, once I saw this Joker movie, I feel like I'm ready to do this. I just need a little bit more motivation. Now I'm ready to go crazy on people, dog.
In all seriousness, I get what you're saying. I get the joke you're playing at. That crazy people gonna be crazy. They don't need an excuse. On the other hand, why give them niggas more excuses? Like,
wait, so are you actually agreeing with the people that was criticizing this?
No, not like 100%. Like, I get their point, but I don't like. I'm not saying like
that's a very dumb point to make, dog. And so somebody who's gonna be motivated to kill people because of a movie was gonna kill people anyway.
Because of any other thing.
You just needed,
he just needed a thing.
Not even just needed a thing. He's just waiting until next Sunday. It's like he's literally just waiting until one little thing to happen. He's just waiting on a bad day. It's like anybody that's waiting on the Joker movie to influence them is only waiting on a bad day, and that's it.
I don't know, but I'm just talking about like I do see a lot of like even before like the old Joker, Heath Ledger. There's a lot of people that be quoting him and doing all those dumb shit. Like,
but those same people would be doing some dumb shit no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you don't think like someone that sees the movie Joker and like, oh, let me go shoot up a school. Like no, they would have saw something. They would have watched the news and be like, oh, they would have
just seen another guy do it and then.
Like that's the same sense as blaming video games for mass shootings. Yeah. Like it's literally.
I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying I understand their point. I didn't say I agree with it. I understand their point. Yeah, but there's a difference.
And yeah, no, I could see their point too. It's just wrong. I see your point. It's just wrong. That's all I can tell you.
I mean, I just thought the conversation is worth having a little bit. It's not worth pushing to the extreme of going like.
Yeah, but this is the thing. That kind of like dialogue is a slippery slope. Because the conversation is worth having. Okay, you don't want people to make so
much association.
You just want to start the conversation of movies might incite violence. So does that mean there'll be no more action in movies?
No. I'm saying we should be caught.
Or you just don't want to have a movie from the perspective of the bad guys.
Like, not saying that forever. I'm saying you have to be careful about like some of these people out there. There's not much you can do.
But
it's just
the movie. That's the people.
Yeah. It's just more about awareness. That's how I was seeing it. It's just like being aware of like how these media might influence people, and it's just a discussion worth having. I'm not saying then go to the next step and like start like banning movies or stopping certain people. It's about understanding the psychology.
That sounds to me like people trying to take away personal responsibility.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, that's 100% what that is. Like, oh no, the movie made him do it. No, you didn't. You raised a pretty shitty kid. Yeah. Like that's what happened. The movie didn't make him do it. Your kid just sucks. You know, it's like that's one thing I am happy about. Like in like the past 6 days, I saw like 20 moms like turning their kids. I even saw like a mom just turning her daughter for like having pipe bombs. I was like, that's what we need.
Yeah.
It's like we're not gonna blame you for having a kid that sucks if you get ahead of it.
Yeah.
But if you have a kid that sucks and the kid's been showing you, oh, he might go shoot up a place one day and you just let it ride until it finally happens, that's what's upsetting. But like if you're getting ahead of it, it's like, man, damn, your kid suck. But
yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'm
happen
happy.
sometimes.
I'm happy you did something about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like because a lot of these parents, man, they be acting like they're surprised, like we never saw this coming. You don't get out of here, dog.
My
like,
man was torturing kittens in the backyard.
Somebody that has that in them to go like just shoot up a whole bunch of people ain't the best at hiding how they feel. Like that person isn't just like
their problem solving was to kill strangers.
Exactly. So
there were signs there.
Exactly. But
take your kids to therapy is what we're saying.
Yeah, or just raise them.
Or raise them.
we could try that one.
First step,
just raise them.
The first step is to try to raise them. If that don't work,
if that don't work, get them a little bit of help. If that don't work, then I guess you could pump them full of drugs. And then if that don't work,
send them to jail.
Then you just make sure they don't cause trouble. You know,
like the moment you hear that click coming from the back room, just hit the boop,
or they just start a strange gun collection. It's about time you call the police. You know, it's like because man,
you're saving lives. Is actually honestly, you're gonna save some lives.
I hate to sound like a jerk, but like I hate these ones that just want to take people with them. Like, man, no, just go alone.
Man, that's the thing. That's the thing that pisses me off the most. It's like, man, if you want to peace out. Yeah, peace out by yourself.
Like, it's that is something that was in the Joker movie. Mm-hmm. Was the Joker saying I hope my death is more is worth more than what my life was. Like he wants to have a glorious death. And I'm about to spoil the movie. All right, let me not spoil the movie.
I guess that is a new movie. I was like, I don't care, but it is a new movie.
So let me not spoil the movie.
Yeah.
So, but he did say he wanted his death to be worth more than his life. I'm saying if that's what it is. You could go buy a cannon and like shoot yourself out of it. That will make the news.
It definitely
like it sounds messed up, but that would be like, dang, y'all remember that guy that shot himself out of? You don't have to go kill people. It's like that's not the only way to like
send a message
or to gain attention. Like, oh, I want to be remembered forever. The guy that shot himself out of a cannon will be remembered for a pretty long time.
All these mass shootings are starting to blur together. These aren't special.
Yeah, like UFC fighter Sodiq Yusuff is in trouble for telling people how to commit suicide in the best.
I think you're
in the most fun way possible.
I think you are now obligated to put the suicide hotline in the discussion. So if you do need any help and all that stuff, we will put that in the description.
Please do not try to make your suicide the coolest one of the year.
Please get some help. It's therapy. Call the suicide hotline. Don't listen to Sodiq Yusuff.
The worst part is me saying that just started making me like imagining like
some of the funniest
a suicide highlight tape.
Oh
all right,
stop it. Okay, back to the Joker.
Back to the Joker movie.
Because we walked way far.
Yeah, sorry.
So the basic thing was,
do not hurt yourself, anybody out there, and anybody out there don't want to. Never mind.
Sodiq, stop it.
I'm not trying. I'm trying to clean it up. It just keeps getting better. I mean, it keeps getting worse. Okay, do not hurt yourself out there.
So the news story,
get some help.
Yeah, the news story about the Joker. We got
don't make your suicide. Cool.
You gotta stop, nigga. We got two sides to it. There was the one we were just talking about. Everybody's talking about how like the media can be harmful to society and all that stuff. But then we got the other side, and like it's like I don't know if this movie's this fucking good, but they talking about this is the best goddamn film.
Not gonna lie, that John's good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like the super hype beast or something. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm hearing these like the cinematography was like.
Look at it this way. People give Heath Ledger a lot of praises, but he is like a third of that movie. Like the movie is still about Batman.
Yeah.
This guy's the whole movie is about Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was bad at any point, the movie will be bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, nah, that John was good. That he did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's willing to pretend to be a crazy guy for a whole year for a freaking documentary movie, you know they're gonna do their thing on that jump.
Yeah,
I saw videos of him going crazy on set and stuff like that because he hasn't been eating and all that stuff. And he was. But I usually hate on them type of actors that be acting like what they're doing is like the way of life or something. But as somebody that's been very close to starving to death,
Mhm.
I understand how it is when you're very irritable. So that I'll let him ride on that one. But that joint was dope. His laugh was dope.
Mhm.
He do, and the funny thing, like I copied his laugh at the gym. He was like, "But that's how you normally laugh, you know?" Because you always make fun of the way that I laugh.
Yeah.
So it's real easy for me to do the Joker laugh.
Yeah,
because I do laugh.
We've
like
been
that.
told we have the cackle, like we don't laugh, we
like
cackle.
it's fake, like you're doing like a.
Oh yeah, when we did it.
Yeah, so his is like that, and then it gets like real hype. Man, that joint's dope. I'm spoiler alert.
Don't, because it's gonna be real hard to like for people to go la 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 and then come back. Just let it go. Like the movie's only been out for like 3 days.
All right. So long story short, go watch the Joker, and if you need a link, not that I do anything like that. You know, I'm Nigerian. I would never watch a movie illegally.
No. We don't advocate for the high seas.
Never do that, man. But yeah, go watch that, John. It's really cool. If I had to compare it, man, it's like the Heath Ledger one is he's good. They're both good, you know. But the reason why I'll give it to Joaquin Phoenix is only because the whole movie's about him.
So it's a matter of just like who's on the screen.
So the Joker is, the Batman one is like it's still a Batman movie. So you have this other dope character hanging on. It's like the old man character in the animes, you know. Yeah. It's like that guy's gonna be much cooler because he's like surrounded the mystery and all that stuff. Yeah. But if you could make a whole movie that's giving your backstory cool, that John's dope. And that's another thing for the people that are upset about giving the Joker backstories, even though he's had plenty of backstories in the comics before. It's like it's still good. No, it's not a spoiler. It's just saying like you won't be upset that he got a backstory because there's still a lot of mystery in the backstory.
Yeah, that's cool. And I know like this is like it had nothing to do with Batman whatsoever. They're not doing that. Though I did hear there was this dumb news article because you know who's gonna be the new Batman in the DC movies?
The dude from Twilight.
Robert Pattinson. And something was like the two of them are gonna be. It's like the fuck are they gonna do? It's like how the fuck are those two gonna fight? The Robert Pattinson Twilight vampire versus this new like realistic world Joker. And it was
That's
like
right. No, the director they asked him was like, is he gonna join the DC universe? No.
No.
Like he didn't even like give it like a second thought.
He didn't even like try to hint
no.
or like.
And then he was like, his whole job was to make a real movie disguised as a comic book movie. So like to just trick the audiences into watching an actual real movie. Because it doesn't really have anybody going in there to go see some dope fighting, you're gonna be highly disappointed. If you're going in there to see Logan, man, that's a good comparison.
Okay, that's
that and
you're
Logan,
gonna have to be very careful.
Okay, no, Logan right now, Logan's hands down the best superhero movie like that's been made so far. Because Logan and Dark Knight was like this, but I give that genre to Logan, dog. But so this one to me will be like how would I explain it? It's not as there's no action. So it can't be as good as Logan. But it's close. It's very close, you know.
All right. I don't know. I'll wait until it drops on Netflix or something like that.
Do you know how long it's gonna take for that movie to end up on Netflix?
Don't know. Also, is it Disney? Is it still Disney? No. Disney doesn't own DC, right?
I don't think so.
Not yet. Okay.
Hold the fort on your own.
Yeah, I will do that. I am a master holster. But I was gonna ask you, because you've seen the jaunt, like. You only watched it once, right?
What's that, the Joker?
Yeah,
I watched it once, but you know how it is with me. Whenever I watch stuff, I go on YouTube and I go down the YouTube Easter egg rabbit hole.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, was there like anything like actually for like nerdy in there? Because you said it's a movie disguised as a movie. So is there any nerd stuff in there? Like just like real deep cuts? Yeah.
No, like he said, he just made a real movie and just named it Joker, you know. Yeah. But it does fit very well as a Joker movie, you know. So the only nerdy stuff would be like super nerdy stuff, like, hey, this is the name of a comic book creator. Hey, this is the name of blah blah. If you're looking for Easter eggs, like, oh, that's the Penguin's little brother. Like, no, you're not gonna see nothing like that.
So we don't got no Cobblepots in there?
No, everything is like blatant. You see the Waynes are the Waynes. He's his people is like ain't much Easter eggs on that now.
Alright.
And then that's pretty much it. I did want to. I was gonna talk about the woman that jumped in the zoo at the little Brooklyn.
But we found out that she was just crazy. She wasn't fun crazy.
Hey, no. First, I saw the video of her at the zoo. And the lion staring at her, looking. Yo, anybody that haven't seen the video of the woman that jumped in the zoo and the lion didn't even attack her, which is a crazy. So this is what's worse about like crazy people. When crazy people don't get proved wrong, dog, that craziness is about to go like 100 times overboard. Because before she jumped in the jump, she was posting. She jumped in a giraffe place and all that stuff. She was like, "Animals feel my love. They won't hurt me because they feel my love too. And I'm just spreading positivity and blah blah blah." And then she posted that video. Then she posted another clip. And in the next clip, she's in the lion's cage.
She's walking over.
And then you could hear the people in the background. It was like, man, like, don't fall in there, don't blah blah. And like the lion's literally staring at her. It's like, and then the lion will look at her, and he will look at the other people, and he'll look at her.
And I think there was at one point that they looked at the camera. Like,
the lion was like, "Dog,
what y'all doing?
Am I being punked here?" And then I saw a funny little meme on Twitter, and then they said the lion was thinking, "If I eat her, they're gonna shoot me, but if I don't, everybody gonna think I'm pussy." And when you look at the lion's face, that's exactly what it looked like, because it kept going like this. Like, what is going? And she was okay. Nothing happened to her. So turns out she really do be she be spreading positivity.
Or they just fed them niggas and he wasn't
That's
hungry.
most likely what it is. Or the lion didn't want to get shot.
He saw what happened to Arambe and he was like, "Hey, y'all ain't doing me like that."
Yeah. Hey, so far, I think the girl's getting searched. The cops are looking for her, but she's a legend right now. You can't tell her nothing. Like, whatever craziness she got going on, anybody that tries to get her help, she ain't gonna take that jump. She proved it. She was like, it's like she's spreading love. The lions feel the love. And then look, I was on Twitter and somebody was like, "Oh, this is the woman that jumped in that lion's cage," and it was like a video of her looking mad crazy rapping, dog. And it was like, it all makes sense now.
I was like, oh yeah, that adds up.
Like, man, nah, she got some deep rooted problems. Hopefully they help her out before she decides to take it one step further. She jumped in a crocodile pool. I don't think the crocodile's gonna look twice at the crowd to make sure this is real.
I don't think they care if they're hungry.
Yeah. I feel like there's some animals that are just gonna attack you, lady. So please, I'm sure she ain't gonna hear this, but take care of yourself. Go get some help.
Because I was like, I think that was the thing. I was like, when I first saw that clip, I was like, oh, she's just dumb. And I saw the other thing, I was like, that's crazy. And like, I'm starting to find these differences between dumb and crazy, and I'm trying to find it. And then like, you blew me away because I think I finally found, oh, that's just dumb. There's nothing.
Oh
else.
yeah,
and you know what it is.
Yes. Okay, you want me to introduce it? Okay, no, all right. Like you were saying, no, that's how I felt too. Because I was like, man, maybe the kid is like mentally challenged. And I was like, nah, this kid's just like stupid, dog. It's like, yeah, because there's a line like when someone's stupid, and then there's a time where like somebody needs help.
Yeah,
we gotta start recognizing that more, because I feel like
we are starting to overlay.
Yes, people are starting to like overlay it together, man. Like being autistic and like mentally challenged and being dumb is starting to blur each other. Nah, there's still people out here that are perfectly okay and are just stupid.
Dumb. Like, they're just dumb.
The person we're talking about, it was this. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole show. Just put it out there.
Segment. Yeah,
I just saw the segment. It was two kids. One was like a it was an LGBT. Trans. I think it was a trans girl and a gay kid. So they were on there for some positivity.
I think they were talking about LGBTQ and social media, right?
Raise awareness for the LGBT ABC community, and they was on there talking about that. And Dr. Phil goes, so how do your parents feel about the movement that you guys are doing? Because they were talking about how to use social media to help the cause, right? Yeah. Like, how do your parents feel about this? And the transgender girl, she was like, yeah, they're supporting. There's some issues there because they're not fully acceptance and blah blah blah.
But I'm gonna keep doing it.
But I'm gonna keep going strong. And then they asked the other kid. This dude's like 17, 18, so he ain't really a kid. He goes, why would I talk to my parents? They don't have any followers. No, they're irrelevant.
They're relevant. the double take Dr. Phil did.
He said, and then Dr. Phil goes, did you just say you don't talk to your parents because they don't have followers? And the kid doubles down and said, yeah, what would I talk to them about? I mean, my mom has more followers than my sister, but she doesn't have any followers. I was like, oh my God. Like, look at what the world has come to, dog. This kid literally grew up and now he don't want to talk to his parents because his parents don't have followers on Instagram and Twitter. Like, how did your parents remember that thing we were talking about raising your kids?
Like, something went wrong before that.
How did your kid get the concept of his parents' worth or how many followers they have on Instagram and Twitter? He goes, what would I talk to him about? And Dr. Phil goes, I don't know.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I was like, yeah. I was like, dog. I said that just to my brother. I was like, yo, this kid might be stupid. Like, yo,
this is just dumb.
This is just dumb. Yeah. Because when the first clip I saw, I was like, oh man, he might be like mentally challenged. He should be offended by me thinking that.
Like, that means what he said was so stupid that you thought he had
I thought he was like mentally challenged. I was like, dang. This dude might be like a man. He might be in special needs. But then I watched the full clip. I was like, oh wait, this is just stupid because everything else he was saying made sense. And the worst part is he had no ill intention. He legitimately thought, okay, my mom doesn't have enough followers. Why would I talk to her? He was very matter of fact about it. It was like, this is A and this is B.
And then he was like, and then when the audience was reacting, and he was like, well, you guys all think that too, because you're all also relevant.
Exactly. And then Dr. Phil goes, I talk to my workers and all that stuff. He was like, yeah, but you're Dr. Phil, man. Like, you got like, he had no ill intentions in his voice at all. Like, he just thought this was how it was, you know?
Because he was like, man, you're famous. You're Dr. Phil. You can talk to whoever you want.
But it's like, I wish, you know, we gotta start linking these clips on these little podcasts, man. But yeah, no, that was hilarious, man. I was like, man, think about how many things had to go wrong to where he started associating his parents' worth with how much social media followers they had. It's like, so who do you talk to? Like, how many people do you know in real life that have like just thousands and thousands of social media followers like,
that are gonna plug you and get you somewhere else? Like, what is that?
Why would I talk to my parents? They don't have. They're irrelevant. They don't have any social media followers. I was like, dang. And he wasn't even trying to insult them. He was just like confused at the question that Dr. Phil asked him. He was like, that don't make any sense.
They're irrelevant. Why would I talk to them?
Nice. That's a nice note to end on, man. Let's go. So all you relevant folks that are listening to this, thank you for joining us for another podcast. I wish we remember what number we was on, but we're irrelevant, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Why would you listen to us?
Yeah. No. We're relevant.
We're relevant.
Yeah, why are they? They're irrelevant.
Oh, why are we talking to them?
Get out of here.